Welcome back to Bump Start and Ether, and today I picked up a 1986 XR600R. So I already started taking it apart a little bit because I forgot to start filming, so I'm gonna just go through a little journey of what it's gonna be to get this thing running. So I was recently at Mid-Ohio Vintage Motorcycle Days, and I saw this there. And I didn't pick it up that day or that weekend. However, I got the guy's number and he was near where I lived within a few hours. So I told him that I was gonna go away for a little bit. However, if he still had it in a couple weeks, that I would stop by and take a look at it a little closer. And I got it for a pretty good deal. So I actually sold a KX500 roller with just the frame and wheels with no engine, and used that money to buy this. So I'm pretty stoked about that. However, there's going to be a few things, a few quirks that I'm trying to figure out, but man, look at those wheels. I'm super stoked about these original gold Honda wheels. I'm going to look for a date time code on them. It's rough around the edges for sure, but I do have this is a Cherby tail end piece here, but I do have the original side panels, which is awesome. Original tank, I'm assuming original sticker here from 86, which I know it was this sticker, so I'm assuming it's a little bubbly a little bit, but it might be the original sticker. A lot of weird things I've found so far, but hopefully we get that worked out. Not running yet. The guy said he put a new top end, stuff like that, but we'll see once we actually look into it and kind of assess some situations. It looks like it's already dripping oil, so that's great. Might need, who knows, it might need a whole rebuild. Not rebuild, but new gaskets in the bottom end, top end. I don't know. I've worked on these before. I had an XR91. Haven't had the dual carb before, so that'll be an interesting time if they don't sync together, or I don't know. We'll see. But starting off here, I already had the seat loose, so taking that off here, taking a look at all the wiring. It's kind of stuff everywhere. I don't know if I don't think the XR came with a lighting kit, but this has two pigtails going to these tail light or these blinkers here, and then one to the brake light. So I'm gonna figure out what's going on here. Don't know exactly what is. However, there are some wiring issues. It came with an extra stator, so that has me worried a little bit about lighting issue or charging issues, or however it works. We're gonna figure that out. I know I bought a Ricky stator for my other 91 XR600R. I bought a Ricky stator, but it was like a rewound one with more higher output in there, so I might end up having to do that anyway. Timing might be off. I don't know. So we're gonna dig into it. Couple things here. Looks like it came with the stock exhaust. I don't know if there's a baffle missing, but it's pretty open in there, so I'm hoping it's not going to be crazy loud. But 86 had drum rears, disc front still. I'm going to try to do this. It looks like it needs new tires for sure. It has like a bunch of scalloping, so could be suspension issues. Don't like this front headlight. I'm going to get rid of that and put the stock. I think Meyer USA or Meyer Plastics makes a aftermarket looking, or it's the aftermarket headlight lens and mask, but it's a good orange color like this one. I believe this is an OEM front fender as well, which I might be able to find another Meyer one, as well as the tail, because that one's pretty faded, but I think I can find that from Meyer as well. So the plastics on the sides looks good still, like I mentioned. However, I'm probably going to get a new yellow panel because that looks amazing. And this weird red color is off from this orange. This is more of a, I think this is called flash red, and this is more of a bright red. So I'm definitely gonna get the other panel and then put the yellow graphic on here as well. I believe the original 86 came with a, from the research that I've been doing, 85 and 86, I believe, maybe 87. I think only 85 and 86 came with a digital, kind of like the old school watches, but a digital display here. But this is a Endurance 2, I believe that's by Trail Tech. Don't know anything about it yet. This looks like some sort of, this might even, it's kind of like a rally kit sort of, but it's like this metal plate, but it has a horn, street legal kit, probably Baja Designs. I think that's what this is. There's no logo, but Probably Baja Designs with this reg rec right here, changing the AC current to DC current for maybe an LED. I think there's actually an LED in that bulb. So that's kind of cool. Maybe I can reuse that bulb if it's an H4 or something to plug into some other headlight that I get in there. But yeah, definitely rough around the edges. Like right here, you can see there's like tin, like a aluminum can inside there. So I don't know what he was doing, but there's an aluminum can, and these are 7/8 bars and looks like a 7/8 clutch perch. So I don't know why there's tin in there, but obviously gonna be replacing those. This clutch lever is very straight. I don't know if it was supposed to be originally bent out, but feels very strange. In the cockpit area there's a key that looks like he made an ignition for this. I don't know. Probably gonna get rid of all that and just get rid of the ignition. Looks like they installed at some point throughout the years, installed a street legal kit for it, maybe from an XL600R or something. I'm not sure. So gonna look into that. Might look into the, I believe up here, wherever it is, I'll find it under the tank hopefully, but there's a CDI box, and I'm looking at XR's only, or Ricky's, I guess, CDI box that they make for these that'll help with timing and whatnot, and I don't know, we'll see. Haven't dug into it much yet at all, so it is dripping oil, like I mentioned. Kind of nervous about that now that I see that. However, I couldn't pass it up for just the price. So it seems like it has compression. He said he put a new Wiseco 50 over top end, so 0.5 millimeter over. Big bore, I believe these are not Nika Sil lined, these are steel lined, so they can be bored bigger. We'll see, I don't know. Stay tuned for what's going to be happening with this thing, but I think it's going to be clean up really nice. I'm excited to hopefully ride. Oh, it came with a street legal title, so that's awesome. This thing is street legal, and I'm excited to start working on it. So we're going to tear it down, take all this stuff apart. I found this is the original bag, I believe. Seems pretty original, so hopefully we can clean it up and repair it. It has a little tear right there, and the seat has a tear on it as well, which I know they do make covers for these still on eBay. Not OEM, but aftermarket, so close enough. And I think we'll be able to get rid of the stickers here, just clean everything up, make it look more OEM. That's the goal, because it looks so good, I think, at the gold wheels OEM with the flash red. So yeah, we'll just keep digging into it, and as I release videos on this thing, keep you up to date, and as I work on it, we'll see what happens with this engine, because I hope everything's good. We'll see. I might just try to start it. If it goes well, if it sounds terrible, I don't know, but I know you can buy a lot of these parts still, because they're still available. From a lot of the stuff changes over from the XR650L, the electric start one. But yeah, so I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. Here's a good look at it here from the side. The seat's not on it, but you can tell gold wheels, 21-inch front, 17 rear, which is pretty strange. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of what they did in '86 for some reason. They also, earlier to that, the XR500Rs and stuff had the 23-inch wheel, which thankfully they didn't stick with that. So I can find tires for this. I can still find tires for this, thankfully. 17s are pretty uncommon. It's usually 18 and 19, but 18 for enduro, 19 for motocross. However, I think it won't be an issue. So, yeah, I don't know. I think this is ugly, this whole setup here. And I don't know. I think I do believe it's a Baja Designs kit, and it does have, seems to have an LED light bulb in there, which is cool. Yeah, I don't know. Front brake works, which is good. Rear brake, it's a drum brake, so can't expect much, but I think it's got good bones. It's got good potential. Not going to be too hard. I do have a repair manual for it. Don't know what's going on under there and why there is cardboard. Makes me a little nervous. Maybe they just didn't want to get the piece of foam or whatever is supposed to go there. So we're going to figure it out, though. We'll make it back to its glory, and I think it'll be a good... All right, so this is where I'm currently at. I took the gas tank off, got in here, and it looks like it has that ignition ECU / computer, whatever thing, that CDI that I was talking about. So I don't know, I'll have to look into it it might have had an issue with it. I don't know. There's a bunch of wiring that's here. I'm gonna delete a lot of this stuff, like this, the left, right, blinker, high beam, low beam, all that's gonna come off. I'm probably just gonna have a simple setup for this. Or I might leave it and use the high beam, low beam. I don't know, we'll see. I might just have on and off and not high beam and low beam. But yeah, so that's kind of interesting that that's on there. So I'm gonna have to do some spark tests and see. I haven't even checked anything. The guy that I bought it from said he left the key on, which is up here. And he said he drained the battery because he left the key on, which there are no batteries on this. So that was interesting. But anyways, yeah, so wiring, still an issue. There's all this, not a crazy issue, just there's blinker stuff back here, which I don't need anymore. There's some weird random wiring that's going all over the place. But yeah, so I thought I'd just give a little update on the wiring system, and that's definitely not OEM. So again, I think it came with the Baja Design Street Legal kit, which is kind of cool, but I don't think I'm going to keep that. I don't really want it. So yeah, that's where we are right now. It does seem to appear that the subframe is bent, as you can see along this axis here. That is supposed to be straight. It did have some damage, looking like it got hit and the back fender was splayed that way. As you can see here, it's not lining straight up with the, you can see right there, that line. That should go straight across and it's not. So I might have to put something between here and bend it. Maybe add some heat, we'll see. I do have another 86 frame with a title that if worse comes to worse, I'll just have to switch everything over to the frame once I get the motor and everything figured out. But that's the progress we're making right now. Going pretty well. Finding some interesting things as far as like RTV around this whole top end. So interesting using RTV instead of just a gasket. So who knows what's next, what we're gonna find in here. Fingers crossed everything is good. If not, part it out or something. But for now, that's where we're at.